In January, Elizabeth Holmes walked out of a San Jose courtroom guilty of 4 fraud charges, and now her sentencing is just hours away. Her blood testing startup, Theranos, was a Silicon Valley unicorn that came crashing down. Prosecutors want her behind bars for a long time, but her defense is putting up a fight to keep her at home, and they recruited dozens of people to help.
Attorney Steve Clark has been following the Elizabeth Holmes case since day one.
She is someone that people wanted to know more about. People wanted to understand what made her tick. And, you saw that with the national media and documentaries and movies made about Miss Holmes because she is an incredibly compelling figure.
To help sway the judge, her defense team submitted photos and letters of support written by more than 100 people. One of those people, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker. He wrote a letter praising her thoughtful focus and determination to make a difference. He wrote, "She was not only sincere about her interests, but a person who would indeed dedicate herself to making positive contributions in the world."
That is an unusual person to write a letter. A lot of times politicians won't do that because they don't want to, have blowback later on that. And I was very surprised to see Cory Booker, a United States Senator, writing a letter of recommendation under these circumstances. But I think that speaks to Ms. Holmes's very persuasive nature.
Clark says it's not unusual to see character letters like these. What makes this so compelling is the number of letters from very significant people in the community rallying behind her.
She also got support from people at Theranos who may have lost money as well. And so I think what the defense is doing here is portraying Miss Holmes as someone who's worthy of a second chance and shouldn't go to prison for a significant period of time.
There are letters from actress Ricky Noel Lander and an ex-CDC chief who helped eradicate smallpox, and Silicon Valley venture capitalist Timothy Draper, who wrote Holmes a $1 million check when she dropped out of Stanford. CNET editor-at-large Ian Scher says he isn't surprised to see so many people supporting her.
A lot of times, people who we view as monsters are still human beings to other people, right? She may have caused a lot of harm. She may have ruined a number of lives, but she still is a daughter and a mother and a wife and a friend to a lot of people.
One of the biggest questions hanging over the case, her pregnancy. Clark says the judge may allow her to delay her sentence until after she's given birth and bonded with her child. Holmes wants 18 months of house arrest, while prosecutors want 15 years.
Ms. Holmes never really took accountability for her actions. I was a bit surprised that she wasn't more remorseful and accountable and responsible for the conduct that she engaged in.
There's also the message her sentence will send about fraud in Silicon Valley.
If she doesn't end up spending a lot of time in jail, I think the message about what the responsibility of Silicon Valley entrepreneurs is and the responsibility of venture capitalists and all these people who enable them is going to get a little muddy, right? They're not going to feel maybe as responsible to make sure that things are done right, and instead say, well, the worst that'll happen is I'll get locked in my home for a while.
Clark says it may be up to Holmes herself to convince the judge to give her a lighter sentence.
The court has a lot of information before it to make a very difficult call, and Ms. Holmes herself will have the opportunity to address the court and throw herself on the mercy of the court. So it will be very interesting to see how this plays out.